All right, we are going to do some decals, and they are probably the hardest decals to do that you can do. What we're going to do is we're going to take, here is this Pro 2000 GB30, and we need to put the red stripe on there just like up on big screen right there. We're going to do the frame one. Okay? Now, to do this, we cannot use, we usually use microset, but in this case we can't do that. So what I have here is a pan that comes with a, I don't know, I got this wet palette compact case, and it had this pan in the top that you can take out. What I have in here is distilled water, and I mixed it up with some baby shampoo. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy and we're going to float him. Now he's going to curl up as they always do. He is going to curl. We're going to drop him in here. We're going to wait a few seconds, and then we're going to put him on the paper towel. Like that. See that? That's what they always do. Yep, we don't want that. We want him to be nice and straight. We want him to be nice and straight. So after this initial curl, I take him out, and I'm going to give him one more dip in the water. Oop, that's, we don't want to submerge him. Okay, that's enough. And we're going to put him on the paper towel. There. He's on the paper towel. All right. So that's where he is. He's on the paper towel. Still curling up a bit on the ends. Oh, crap. And we broke it. Fortunately, it's long enough. I think it'll be okay. This is what I'm worried about, is these stripes have a tendency to break off, and it's got breaks everywhere. So, I don't know, we may have to start over. Okay, so here's what we got. This thing broke apart into about 20 pieces to get that on there. Now, before I do the next one, I'm going to paint it with some liquid decal film. Maybe that will help. I don't know, but I'm going to need a little short piece for the end there, because the short piece I have left is too short and they all break apart. We're going to try some decal film, see if we can do it. This is why I say, one, these decals are way more difficult than other decals. Two, do not use any microset or microsol when you put these on. Only distilled water and baby shampoo, or it will just get worse. That microset is the weak stuff, and it will break this thing all apart. But we're close. We're almost to the end there, and we're going to test some decal bonder, and then we'll see what happens next. All right, so I got stripes on both sides. And yes, I will tell you right now that striping is really frustrating. No matter what you do, and this time I've used decal bonder. I did the whole sheet with it. Liquid decal film. All right, so I've got a stripe cut out. This is Union Pacific. So the thick stripe goes on the side sill. The thin stripe goes up there on the hood. So that's what we're going to do right now. And I'm going to show you what I think is a workable solution. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the water. We don't put it in there for very long. We just soak it. Watch right away. It's going to curl no matter what you do. See that? There's no way to stop that. There's no way to straighten it out. And even if you can, don't do it. Because it will break into a million pieces as soon as you do. So now that we got them soaked, we take them out. What we're going to do is this. I'm going to cut them. First, I'm going to cut them in half. Okay, then I'm going to cut these curl parts. My little precision scissors. And I'm going to cut these big curls. Let's cut them in half. So we got little pieces like that. Now, where's that paintbrush we use for this? Here he is. Okay, so I got the distilled water, a little tiny bit of baby shampoo in here. And I'm going to go over here and there was a better way for you to see this, that would be great, wouldn't it? All right, so now I'm going to go over here. That stripe's going to follow this gray line, and so I'm going to get it wet. Wet with a tiny bit of baby shampoo soap. Now, wet my fingers. All right, I'm going to pick it up. Wet my other fingers. I'm going to pick up this little piece. This guy is not as curled. So, as you can tell, what am I doing? I'm using the fundamental theorem of calculus to do this, where we make small pieces to create the long piece. We slice it. In calculus is you do a lot of slicing. You take a shape and you slice it. And then you can calculate, let's say, how much volume it has. Lots of things. But for our purposes, by making these small slices, I can get them on there without them breaking apart too much. There's no way it's all going on there without breaking apart. I already know that's going to happen. So I'm going to dip it in here. And then the only thing the decal bonder lets me do is touch it with my fingers. If my fingers are wet, and I can slide it. Okay, and I slide it off the end. Then I pin it. And then I pull. Does that seem familiar? Like when we do large letters, we carry the letters over on their paper, and then we slide them off the paper. We're getting there. This guy's gonna be, this is a big one. I'm betting he might tear it apart on us. But we're gonna go for it again. Pin it and pull. I would say that would be as long as you can safely make this stripe. I think if you went any longer, it would not work at all. Now, can we make them straight? Yeah, there's going to be some raised parts to it, but that is when we can come back in after this thing is stuck on here. We can deal with those parts. This guy will sit down in here nicely. Now, one problem we have is a little bit too close to the grill, but it's not that bad. It's not so close that we're going to redo it. Oh, okay, we got one more nice long one. So, got my fingers and slide it off just like that much. If you can see, pin him and pull. Oh my goodness. He made it. Not only that, he made it around all the way to the back side where he's supposed to go. And we're going to keep him right there. And I think we got it. I think we made it. If we can get him into position. Okay, fortunately their ends are really easy to match up. There's our stripe. Now we gotta let them dry, let that glue set. Then we'll come back and deal with the little raised detail parts after this thing is nice and well set up. And there we have it. That is how we're doing the stripes on these guys. And I'll probably put on a couple more of the other decals while we're letting this guy set. And looking good.